Hey, what's going on, guys? So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about comparing yourself to others, comparing yourself to other developers, and having imposter syndrome, because I think that this is something that just about all of us go through. I mean, I've gone through it, and I still go through it. I still get these thoughts at certain points where I think, I'm not good enough and this and that. But, I've been doing this for 12 years, so when I get those thoughts, I generally start to realize it and realize I'm just getting in my own head. But I think this happens a lot in the beginning, when you get your first job, even when you're learning. And I'm not sure why imposter syndrome is so big in this industry. I think that part of it is because there's just so many damn technologies and there's so much to learn that there's no way to learn everything. So there's a lot of stuff that we don't know, and then we start to question ourselves and think maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I should probably know this, but in reality, it's just impossible to know everything. Also, I think that you know when you're learning, especially if you're self-taught, when you're learning and building your own projects and this and that, and then you get a job and you get thrown into an office with a team, it's much different. That the environment's much different, the work is different. I don't care how good you are at React or PHP or whatever it is, you have to learn how the company does things. Every company, every team is very, very different, and you really have to adapt to it. You have to learn just their whole lifestyle, really, their whole workflow, the way they do things. And that takes time. So when you get in there, you see all these developers that seem like they know exactly what they're doing, they're being productive, and then you're sitting there just confused as shit. And this is from experience. And I got to the point where I was just ready to walk out, but I'm glad I didn't, because I don't think I don't think I'd get to where I am today if I had done that. And hopefully, if any of you guys are in that situation, you don't just leave and say, screw it, you stick with it, and it will get better. You will get better. But you don't want to compare yourself to the developers you're working with at a new job. And the obvious reason is because they know what they're doing. They've been there for a while. Now, in general, you don't want to compare yourself to anyone, because we tend to underestimate the skills of ourselves and overestimate the skills of other people. And we tend to just see the good stuff. We see them working, we see them being productive. We don't really see the struggles they go through. We don't see their thoughts. We don't see them thinking, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, having the same exact thoughts you're having, but we don't know that. So we just see the good stuff. And we're essentially comparing the worst of us to the best of them. And that's just not a good thing to do. You're just going to drag yourself down. So you just want to stay focused on what you're doing. It's good to learn from other developers. It's great to learn. They're a great resource, but you don't want to compare yourself to other people. Another thing that kind of gets to me is when people think that you need some, special gift or analytical, mathematical mind to be a programmer. And of course that helps. And of course there are different areas of programming where being really mathematical and analytical is helpful, data science, stuff like that. But it's not needed. You don't need to have some gifted mind. And I'm a perfect example of this. I had horrible grades in school. I got into drugs and alcohol. It was when I got a little older, in my early 20s, when I started to realize that I really liked technology. I really liked programming and writing code and building websites. I really liked that stuff. So I put all my effort into it, and I started to know that that was what I wanted to do in life. That was what I wanted as my career, and I just never looked back. I just kept putting effort in. So I think that it's effort above your natural intellect. I think that I'm not going to say anyone can be a programmer, but if you have a certain set of traits, and I did a video on this about 10 traits that I think that we share, that programmers share. Not all of them, but we all have at least 2 or 3 of them. If you have some of those traits, then I think anyone that has those can be a programmer, as long as they have the effort, passion, ambition, drive, whatever you want to call it. They're all the same words, really. They all mean the same thing. You just have that ambition to write code, to be a programmer, to get into that industry, and you want that to be your job. You just got to stick with it. You just got to stay focused and just keep pushing, So I think that's really it. Just surround yourself with good people, smart people that are willing to help. I know you can't always choose your team members, or you really can never choose them, but hopefully you work with a good group of people and not arrogant assholes that will bring you down, because those are really the most insecure developers there are. But that's it, guys. Just keep your eye on the ball, keep going, and I'll see you in the next video.